wanted to do another quick video about trend lines and the amount of detail you can get into. This is my 1 minute chart. This is the one I almost always plot these lines onto, and you can see that these lines are all coming from the same spot, and it's still a valid spot. And if you draw out the major points, you can see the initial one at the top here was respected for a very long time. And then eventually broke through here, and this was actually a signal for me to get in because this was overextended, and as it broke down through each one of these, that gave me more confidence. But what I wanted to talk about was the detail. Normally I would keep a trend line that has like a major move right here like this, but I started adding in these ones for more detail. So this is every single bottom of every 1 minute candle all the way down, because this is the open, and this is what the open looks like. So what that does is it gives you a lot more detail into exactly where these movements are going to be and how you can play them. So what you want to see is, one of the things that made me nervous about this trade was that the bodies on the 1 minute stayed above this trend line, and that's kind of bullish. And as soon as it broke below, then I had a sort of a sigh of relief. It came down to this one, and then looked like it was going to hold it, but then broke down below to the next one, and it kept going like that through each one of these. And if it keeps going down, like the fact that it held this one, so this may be the level we're holding at, but we'll see where this price action goes now. I'm still in it. I'm still waiting to see where it goes, because it can bounce around between these levels before making a decision. And there it goes. So it's bouncing down to this level now. And again, these are 1 minute levels, so the detail here is incredibly fine, and it lets you make really fine decisions for whether to get in or out. Like, one of the initial reasons I thought it was going to be short is because this price action never quite made it to this line while breaking below this line, and that's pretty bearish. So it dumps, and that's the follow through. When it does finally recover, it starts ratcheting back up through each one of these levels, and then there was this one where it just sort of burst through both of these at once and then topped out here. And this this could have just kept going and going and going, but I had a Jimmy zone up here that made me think that this would be a good entry. And that's where I got in. And so, like, now I'm just sort of writing it down. It's consolidating here on this one. We haven't had a body close below this, and it's actually starting to retake this one. So I'm still just sort of waiting to see where this is going to go. And this is, again, completely devoid of any other studies. Actually, I'm getting out there because you see, and getting out there is a good idea, because it's just going to keep going up at this point. And we'll see what it does at this, whether it's going to be more bullish and break through this and then create new ones. But without any studies or levels marked, this is just price line or trend line trading. Has nothing to do with anything else. So it's going to make it harder to find these pivots. But it almost doesn't matter. Once you're in between, you can start seeing where it's resisting and start making trading decisions off of those lines, even though they're at the highest grain of detail here. You can see that they're getting tons of respect all the way up and down, which is why I use them. So give it a try. Let me know if you have any questions, and hopefully something will click for you and it'll make you green.